And we're live.
I figured out how to get HBO Max on my Amazon Fire device. You have to do some jerry rigging. You have to side load the app, so you have to get this downloader thing and then download this other shit and do it in a very specific way. There's a YouTube video, just if anybody's curious out there.
Why didn't you just put it on your TV?
Because the HBO and Amazon don't have any agreement, so you cannot put it on your TV. On my TV.
Saying,
I didn't want to go like input device. I don't want to use two remotes.
You kind of want it in one spot, right? Like that's nicer user experience. Yeah.
Yeah. I want it on one thing. I want it on the stick, and I can pop the stick into other TVs, because that's what I'm doing right now. I'm in my bedroom right now, so I've got a separate television in here that you can't see right now, and it's nice to be able to pop that stick in there and just go at it.
Does Plex work on Amazon Fire?
It probably would, but I can't steal shit. For the time being, I can't commit any crimes.
Not even all steal. Like we have downloaded. Well, okay, it's Kyle. Now that I've already stolen it, it's not stealing anymore, right?
Yeah.
I downloaded it, so now it's on my own hard drive. I'm playing it to me. It's not stealing.
Yeah. So I can't be a thief like Woody. I have to purchase my content. For the time being, they set me free. It's going to be fucking Outlaw Josie Wales over here. So yeah, I got it to work, and so I've been on HBO Max, enjoying the HBO Max content. They're not paying me to say this, unfortunately, but it's really fucking good. I watched the South Park Pandemic Special. Great. It was really fucking funny. I thought it was one of the best things they've done in a long time. Seeing a man fuck a pangolin was the highlight of my evening last night. And then, like, very early this morning, because I stayed up all night watching this shit, I watched An American Pickle, the Seth Rogen movie. Either of you seen or heard about this?
No.
Oh, wait, no. He's a time-traveling pickle salesman, Jewish guy who...
Close.
Something like that, yeah.
Essentially, it is...
Go on.
I think it was close.
I thought he was making that up. Was he making that up?
He's close. It's even more ridiculous than what he said. So Seth Rogen's character, it begins in like 1909 or something. I don't remember. Very early 1900s. And he's this Jewish immigrant who has come to America. And, times are so fucking hard. But he's upbeat about everything. You know, the Cossacks come and kill everybody in his village. But we are strong. We make it. We go to America. And he gets a job in a pickle factory. But they won't let him put the salt in the pickles. And they won't let him sort the cucumbers. They give him a job whacking rats. He's like, 10 rats for a nickel. It's not bad. It's not bad. And his dream is like to drink seltzer water someday. Yeah. He's sitting with his wife by the bog and like having a romantic sit, like little talk. And she's like, one day I want to be rich enough to have my own gravestone. And he's like, oh, she's like, what about you? I would like to try seltzer water. And she's like, oh, people would think we're crazy if they heard us talk. They're so poor and like so destitute, but so hardworking. It's really cute. He falls in the pickle tank and dies and gets pickled. And they bring him out of the pickle brine in modern times after 120 years and revive him. He was pickled. So he was preserved.
Right.
And there's this scene where like they just completely gloss over the science of it. And he's like, they like mute the audio, and it's just Seth Rogen talking, and he goes, "The science just explains to everyone, and it makes sense." And that's all there is to it. And the scientist's mouth is moving, and he's pointing at a chart, and then the like reporters all go, "Oh, that makes sense. Okay." It's just a vehicle to get a man from 1900 into 2020, and for him to have that hard immigrant go get him attitude. And like to like love everything and to be completely out of his own time. And he meets his ancestor, also played by Seth Rogen. And it's really funny. And like they get in this argument where like Seth Rogen, the modern day Seth Rogen, is an app developer, right? And ancient Seth Rogen can't even fathom what the fuck that is. He's like, you a doctor? You a lawyer? No, but you have a seltzer machine. Like he shows him his seltzer machine and he's just blown away. He shows him Alexa. He's a guy from 1900 sees Alexa and a seltzer machine. They think this guy's Bill Gates. So they get in this big argument, and he's like, I will go and I will make Pickle Empire, and I will show you what a hardworking man can do. And he's just like, you're going to die out there. You can't go out there. You're going to die. You don't even know, you don't know anything. But he goes out there and he gets pickles out of a dumpster and old jars and salt and rainwater and creates a pickle empire. And it's really good. It's really funny to like watch him create his pickle empire, because, you know, like people now, especially in New York, I guess they're like, this gay couple comes up and they're like, oh, look at this retro pickle man. Like, look at his clothes, because he's still wearing the 1905 clothes.
Smells like pickles.
Yeah, those are authentic. Oh, and these are authentic pickles, huh? They crack them open and smell them. Woo, that smell like the devil. How much? How much? He's like, $4. They're like, $4 a jar? That's it? Yeah. But you bring jar back, or I do violence to you. They're like, oh, I love this guy. You know, people start blogging about him. Next thing you know, he's got a pickle empire. Literally a pickle empire. It's great. It's really funny. And there's ups and downs, and it's kind of heartfelt.
Is this one of those situations where your telling of the movie is better than the movie?
I loved it.
Okay.
I love the American pickle.
Just if you go into it expecting just a silly, movie, that's what it's not going to make sense. And the plot, you're not going to be like, this naturally fought. Like, it's just silly.
Like I said, they gloss right over how pickling a man for 120 years works. All right, get over it. Just it's a vehicle for time travel, but he's here. And it's really a fish out of water thing, where like you see that this guy is like, his hardworking immigrant background, like his go get 'em attitude, like still works even 120 years later, because he just won't take no for an answer. He doesn't mind living in the park. Like the Cossacks burned his village down and like murdered all of his people. He was already he was already destitute and working hard. Like now he's got a nice warm blanket. Blankets were never this warm back then. You know, everything is nice to him. Everything is better than what he would expect. He's so shocked when he just finds like these old cucumbers in the dumpster. Like people wouldn't throw away that food 120 years ago. It's actually fun. And you know, along the way, of course, a man from 1900 has some interesting views about race, politics, religion, and that kind of gets him into hot water. And it's really, I thought it was really funny. I thought it was heartfelt. It was kind of sweet at the end, especially. And Seth Rogen, I thought, did an excellent job at playing both those characters. And, you know, the technology for having the same guy duplicated in the same scene with each other has gotten so good that you forget. You completely forget that, you know, it's just one guy. It seems like two people are having a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I've talked about my favorite
pickle
audiobook before, but at the start of the book, guy buys cryogenics. He's a successful software developer who retired, and they bring him back some long amount of time later. We'll call it 200 years. And he comes back as a computer program, not as a human. And he finds that he has no rights. People are like, you do well at this, so we'll just turn you off again and fuck it. We could delete you. We don't care. Like, to him, he's a human just trapped in a machine. To them, he's a program whose soul isn't, used to be a human, and he has no rights, and he has to work for his freedom and such. It's pretty neat.
Yikes.
It's scary.
But
I mean, if you are just a program, like, you're not really a person anymore.
Well, you would be a member of the bad guys.
Or the sense makers.
That's what they would say. They're heavily religious. They call themselves the Faith, and they line up with you.
The Faith. They even sound cool.